What's up, guys, and welcome back to Project Time Garage. This is my 1994 Toyota 4Runner. I call it the junk runner, that I bought for $700 a long time ago. Why do we call it the junk runner? Because a little bit junky, just like us. If you don't know anything about this and you want to get caught up on the little project we're working on here, there's a link right up here. Click on that, you can see the series. Well, so far we've done a lot of work to it and we've come a long way. It didn't have any compression in 2 cylinders when we bought it. We fixed that. It's back together. We pulled the heads and had them sent to a machine shop and did all the things. It runs good now. Everything seems to work with the exception of the power steering pump, which has a severe leak that I haven't even looked at yet. As a matter of fact, I haven't even put the power steering pump back on it. I'm driving around without any power steering for the moment. But today, we're going to skip all that stuff and we're going to work on washing it. Now, I haven't put the power steering pump back on it yet because there's so much old power steering fluid over there from the many, many moons of leaking that I can't even really tell what's what. And every time I touch it, I get icky, and I just don't like to be icky. So while we have the pressure washer out today, we're going to go ahead and wash that area down really, really well, try to get it cleaned up, degreased, degrimed, and defunkified, and see what we're working with over there. That way maybe we can find the leak a little easier it'll be to fix it, and we won't get our digits dirty as bad. Also, if there's time, I'm going to try to tackle this interior some, because, well, let's face it, it needs some help. Actually, let me fix this. Much better. All you second-gen Toyota guys out there, I know somebody has got the answer to this, but we have leathery door panels and leathery seats, but on both front seats where the covers are torn, it has just the regular standard cloth Toyota seats in it that are in remarkably good shape. Obviously, I'm going to pull these covers off and go back to this because they're nice. But what's the deal with that? Is that the way Toyota did it? Or was that some aftermarket option that somebody bought and slipped over this? Was it born with cloth? Help me out here. Surely somebody knows the answer to that. Anyway, we're going to try to clean up this interior a little bit while we're at it today and make it just a little less like that. Let's get started. Well, that turned out a whole lot better, didn't it? This is the exact time that most people take a picture to stick it on Marketplace. Looks great now. Probably not going to look this way when it dries. Okay, let's pay attention to under the hood. It's not really too dirty under the hood, but what is really bad is this area down here. This is where the power steering pump, you see where it's leaned up against the battery here. Just want to get some of that junk knocked away down there. So I'll spray something down in there and get it, you know, get it kind of cleaned up, make it look a little bit better, hopefully. In the pump sprayer, I've got concoction of different stuff. There's oil eater, there's purple power, there's Toa Fig, Ive Newt, bat lips, other stuff. This is the exciting part of the show. This is where we spray something electronic and the truck never starts ever again. Big fun. Now, let that sit for a few minutes. That'll have to do for now. Ooh, you guys got some water in your eye. Me too, direct hit. Yeah, that'll have to do for now. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is get it back in the shop, turn the air conditioner on, turn some music on, turn the lights down low, spend some quality time on the inside of this thing and see what we can make happen. Guess we're going to start the show with the good old MNRS, mouse nest removal system. These front mats, they aren't the factory OE ones. I would like to find a set of tan factory OE mats for this. So if anybody out there watching this has a set for sale, let me know. I guess 2nd gen 4Runner tan. My email address is down in the description. You can pause the video and scroll down there, and ProjectTimeGarage@outlook.com. So yeah, hit me up if you have some. I figured the best way to handle these seat covers for right now is just to start trying to peel them off of here. I'm probably going to end up having to take the seats out to get this done, but I'm too curious to see what's underneath it. And I don't want to wait. Oh no. So it looks like, just the bottoms of the seats have Yeah, that's what it looks like. Dang, that sucks. I think. Well, so that's a strange thing. The seat bottoms look like they have regular covers on them, but the seat backs, they don't. That's pretty strange. I wonder how that ended up happening. Don't know. Anyway, so my idea of just pulling the seat covers off of this aren't gonna happen. So it looks like we are officially looking for a set of replacement seat covers for this thing. I think for now we might end up with just a set of cheap O'Reilly or AutoZone slip-on covers and just be done with it. That's what I'm thinking. Well, if you're gonna clean your car, no point in taking half measures, right? Kept trying to get under the seats. It just wasn't happening. So I thought, well, just 4 bolts, pull the seats out. Down the rabbit hole we go. All right, I guess it's just a matter of getting the carpet vacuumed and kind of cleaning up the center console a little bit. Well, this is one of those tools that proved to be just absolutely invaluable. It's a steam cleaner, a McCulloch steam cleaner. I think I got this on Amazon back several years ago. In fact, I'll leave a link down in the description of where I got this. They're not too expensive, but the big ones like this, they do a good job. I didn't realize how handy they are until you start trying to clean up stuff like this that's just sticky, gross. But the steam will just kind of melt it. And you can just take a cloth and just wipe it up. I mean, it does that good of a job. It's remarkable, really. It does real good down in cracks and stuff, so. Goes without saying though, the water is really, really hot. So watch out for that. Whenever I get a used car, I always like to use a steam cleaner on it, especially high traffic areas like, you know, gear shifts, ignitions, controls, steering wheel, that kind of stuff, because it, you know, kills germs, makes me feel better. Oof. Ashtray's been used. Better. Well, that's our first pass of cleaning taken care of. There's going to be a couple more passes of cleaning before I'm satisfied to call this done. Pretty much we've gotten the hard plastics and that kind of stuff, at least a first coat done on them. And I'm going to address this hole in the dash at this point. I got a factory radio off eBay, and I've already plugged it in. I've already confirmed it works. Unfortunately, this whole thing here, this whole surround has to come off in order to put that radio in. But also, my clock doesn't work. So I might look at that while I'm here. And I noticed I have a bunch of dash lights that are out. So I kind of feel like while I have the dash apart for the radio, may as well handle the clock and the dash lights, you know, put some fresh LEDs in them, and, you know, make them factory looking, but just a little bit brighter than factory. So I guess next thing to do is figure out how this comes apart. Something tells me it's not just snap tight like the old Ford F-250 and 350s. And looking at it, it looks like this piece here is maybe all one piece. It looks like I have to pull these knobs off, and it looks like I have to pry out this this piece here. So I guess I'll get a plastic pry tool and give that a whirl. I'm sure this is where we break it. End up having to go buy a new one, isn't it? Probably. What about behind the cup holder? Can I pull it out this way? Looks that way. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. So there's that. Looks like, actually I see push pins right here. Is it just a snap thing? All you guys that work on these all the time, but you're screaming right now going, no, you idiot, that's not how it works. Let's look behind here. No. Actually, I wonder if this doesn't have to come off in order to sort of see what's going on under there. That's dirty. I'll clean that. That's apart. Well, I sure don't see any screws in any of this. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. This whole knee bolster's got to come off too. This is going to be one of those things that ends with me taking the spare tire out from under it, probably. Well, I'm not the first one to be here, I see, because I'm missing some screws already. Literally everything has to come out, so that just pops off. And then this, $10mm, so 10mm bolt down here in the bottom corner. Okay, is that it? Surely there has to be more, right? No, there's not. Excellent. I think I see why that speaker's not working. It's not there. Well, there's something holding it. Actually, I know what's holding it. It's this over here. This screw holding it, isn't it? Okay. So it also looks like I have to take all this down too in order to get this off, because this is behind this. I'm actually not impressed by this at all. And these screws do not fall out of the holes either until you don't don't want them to. Leather bolts. Wow, that's a lot just to put the radio back in it. That's how it works though. Gosh, dog. Alright. So what are we holding on? Holding on the parking brake. Okay. So I guess we can just set everything down like this. And actually this clock, it wasn't plugged up. Huh, I wonder if that's what it was. Wonder why that's why it didn't work. Anyway. I should have located the antenna wire before I went plugging all the other stuff in, because they give you just enough length, just enough length. Oh, no kidding. There it is up there. Okay. There's that. I don't know what that's about. Something tells me that maybe it's somebody's aftermarket stuff, maybe. Judging by how it's ran. But that's a cell phone antenna, because there was a cell phone mount in the back. I bet that's what that was. Okay. So that doesn't work because the radio is sitting all the way against the back wall. That's not good. I wonder if there are optional mounting configurations for this, possibly. Even if I move all the wires out of the way. So it took a whole lot of finagling, but I think what's going on is I think these brackets that were on this radio were probably for another vehicle, and while they fit the dash okay, they actually make the radio too far in the dash. So if you were to be able to get it bolted in, which you couldn't, when you got ready to put the dash on there, the radio is sticking in the dash about that far. So what I did was I measured that distance and what it would take to make it flush, and turns out it was about 10 millimeters off. So what I did was I just jumped out there and re-drilled the holes in these and set them 10 millimeter forward, or 10 millimeter backward, which would pull the radio out about 10 millimeters. So we'll put this back in and see what that looks like. Hey, look, I got a CD. Lori Morgan. Right. So there is that. I guess the thing to do is just try to get some screws in it and see how it turns out. Well, that's got a couple of screws hung in it. Let's kind of do another quick test and make sure that we're good to go. Tell you what, that emergency brake is right in my way. This. How close are we here? That's better. That's not too bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but somebody's done some cutting there to put put a Pioneer or something in, I don't know. And their cutting wasn't that good. So maybe what I'll do at some point here is look in a junkyard and try to find this bottom piece along with the proper mounts for that radio. But either way, this right here isn't bad. I mean, it's definitely looks better than it did, sure. All right, well, we're moving on then. This is what I mean by the lights that not working. So I got some lights on that side, but pretty much everything over in this area is just dead. Well, we have a solution for that. I'm going to be replacing these cluster bulbs with 194 COB bulbs. If you've not seen these before, these are LEDs, but this is what they look like. I got these from Super Bright LED. I bought a whole bunch of them when I bought them because everything I have takes them. But the thing is, they're extremely high quality and they're extremely bright, and they mimic the same, you know, like warm white color of a regular old bulb. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get these little diffusers here off, and I'll just put them back on these bulbs like this. Now these go a particular way, and because since they're LEDs, they have to be plus to plus and minus to minus, otherwise they won't light up. And I don't really know how that is in this cluster. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them all in, plug the cluster up real quick, see which ones do or don't work, and then the ones that don't work, I'll just flip them around. The fastest way to do it really beats getting out a multimeter and whatever else. Now, also, we have these two small bulbs on the sides here. I don't know if these work or not, but since they're green like the other bases, I'm assuming these are also for dash lights. And if they are, I don't have any of these. I may have to do something different. We'll see. All right, I just sort of set the dash back in there temporarily, and I did have to take care of one of them, but long and short of it is that looks about 3 million times better and brighter than it was before. I even stuck a bulb in there while I was at it. And the clock that wasn't working, that's because it wasn't plugged up. I just happened to plug it up. Thing works just fine. So I guess it's just put it back together and figure out how all that works. But I think we're about ready to start cleaning up the seats and stuff. So, yeehaw. I figured I would show these lights at night because they look really, really good. Check that out. And yes, they are dimmable. But yeah, all of those work. Our clock is working now. All of our HVAC stuff works. Radio is lit up really nice. Still got to do something about getting the I guess the shifter and all that stuff lit up. But hey, ton better. Well, I jumped out there to the local auto parts store and found a set of reasonably non-ill-fitting seat covers. They will do until I decide what I'm going to do anyway. Got our dash cleaned up, got it wiped down, got it vacuumed out, cleaned up, pressure washed the mats. Everything's fairly decent looking in here. Went ahead and installed that factory radio with CD player. So yeah, didn't really do too much with the headliner, but it's not so bad back there. But maybe we'll get a light cleaning later on to that. But overall, huge improvement for a machine that was basically sitting untouched for well over a year. Also, one of the last guys that owned this lives not too far from me. That's his Instagram handle there, at _Tennessee, or at Tennessee_outlaw_. He's also got a YouTube channel. You guys go check that out. I'll put a link down in the description to his channel as well. Make sure you check him out. That's a big improvement after just a simple wash and scrub. We might at some point see about polishing on this paint a little bit, see what we can do. Obviously the hood and the roof, clear coat's gone. A lot of the paint's gone. It's gonna need a respray. I don't know if we'll ever do that or not, because you know, it's not a whole lot of value here. But like I said, for 700 bucks, and I think I've got a total at this point of about $1,300 in it out the door, including buying it. So we're not doing too bad for a running, driving, air conditioner blowing cold, 4-wheel drive, mid-90s Japanese SUV, right? It's not too bad. Anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up down there. Have any comments on it? Let's hear them. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about us. Guys, I'll see you next time.